Hey, Jim here. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I am introducing to you my AIRSOFT channel, and this will be a longer video for me to put on it so that way I can explain some of the gear, some of the tactics we'll be doing, and I'll have some guests come in that are also military veterans, such as myself, and we'll do some teamwork, commando raids, room clearing, basic stuff you'll be introduced to when you go to an actual airsoft event. You'll need to know these things. We'll walk you through slowly, describing everything as we do. But I wanted to touch base with you guys who have never done these things before. First off, I'm going to introduce the Umarex Elite Force. This is a Glock 17 Gen 5. It says 9x19 on it, but you know this is an airsoft pistol if you've seen anything. So this is green gas, but I'm getting ready to fill this up. And what I was going to show you, quite simply put, is that when you take your green gas, you notice this little nozzle, and this is like the lighter fluid type stuff. So there's a little knob on here, detent. It's a detent, and you'll press that down a little bit, and it will expose your refill area. So what you'll do is you'll just hold it on there for about 8 to 10 seconds. And voila, you got it all filled up. So you'll have a little bit of air in there, and there's still quite a bit in there, but I'll go ahead and refill it again. And when you do stuff like that, I feel it's cold now. So it wasn't that cold before. And then hit the detent again, go back into the fill knob. Okay, and then you should be good to go. Sometimes I actually drop this mag, so it has a little bit of a crack right there, and it won't fall off when it's all the way on because the detent keeps it on there, but it will fall off if I take it off and try and refill it. So I got to be very mindful of this, and then slap it back in. Of course, my weapon is not charged, so I really can't do anything with it until I pull the slide to the rear. This is a full blowback, and it works great. AK mags for the AEG Kalashnikov I have here. This is, I'll show it to you here in a second, and I've got it on my chest rig, and then I've got my communications. This is a Baofeng UV5R for GP. I'll be using the AR-152 for Baofeng. When I actually do airsoft stuff, it's already programmed in, and then all I got to do is sync it up with everybody else's program. If I want to, you know, I'll take my cable with me when I go, slap it on so-and-so's laptop, and then they'll just reprogram everything to everything as far as the specs go for whatever frequencies we're using based upon call signs, etc., so forth. Normally we speak Russian, and it's just a few phrases, words that will give us direction and heads up on who you're speaking to in case someone compromises our frequencies. So, almost dropped it. Anyway, this is the AK-47 Kalashnikov 60th Anniversary Edition, and it's got the Mikhail's picture there, and this is, I modified this, by the way, but I'll go into that here in a second. This is an actual AK or Kalashnikov licensed product. So what you have is a 2-selector, full auto, semi-auto, and then inside this is the hop-up system. Okay, and then what you're doing is you are pushing that little lever there forwards or backwards based upon where you want your drop off. Okay, so when you shoot this thing on full auto, receive a semi-automatic, your BB is going to go out so far, and it's going to drop off or spin or go left or right. You'll adjust that hop up to go out to a certain distance wherever you want it. Probably 30 yards is good. and then it can drop off or spin out. And that's what hop up does. It actually does that. So it will. That's where I adjusted my hop off or hop up to go out to about 30, 40 yards, and that's where I set it to get a good solid hit on anything at that distance. That's normally where our combat distance maximum is. So anything inside that, you're definitely going to hit it on the sights. I mean, the sights are accurate. The weapon is accurate out to that far. So from the front of the muzzle, I have a fake suppressor on here. Even though a suppressor you can actually put on an airsoft weapon, no restrictions. But this is a fake one. It's just aesthetic, and it goes on 14 lefty, and it actually works really well. And then you have the rest of the barrel here going into the front sight, or rather the gas block area. Then you've got your gas tube, forward guard with wannabe M-lock, Picatinny, and then Picatinny top and bottom. I don't have anything special on that as far as sights go. I really don't do that. If on the M4 that I'll be getting, I'll definitely have a red dot on that, but we'll come to that as it goes. This is an AEG weapon. So you've got a battery right here. All right. This is all aesthetic. I shortened, this is my modification, I shortened the stock. This is a folding stock. It still folds, but it is way shorter. I took off about 3 to 4 inches of stock in order to get into my wheelhouse. So it's right here. I don't have to stretch all the way out here, and it's more comfortable and less fatigue in using the weapon. This is not light. This is very close to, because it's a full magazine, it's very close to the weight of a real weapon of any kind. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a lot of heft in this. There's I don't know what else they got going on. I think there's weights in here. I'm not really sure. I'm not really taking this apart and completely field stripped it. But I do take the battery out every so often and charge it. Very, very important that you do not leave these unattended when charging. You don't charge it and go and leave the house. You set right there as you're watching TV or watching something on your computer. Plug it in, charge it, leave it on a desktop. Keep an eye on it, because the charger itself does get very warm every single time. And that's just probably a ground, something in the construction or the way they made it, construction of the charging block that you put on. And that is common in all AEGs from what I understand. So this is a 500 round magazine, no correction, 250 round magazine. And I have 2 of those. I have 2 of these, these are wheels. There's a little wheel down here, and that's how you feed it into the chute. And these are not wheels. They open from the front, and you got the pull string. And that way you feed everything into the chute and get the spring, get it all springy actioned. And when that chute runs out, which is probably about 30 rounds, maybe 40, then you have to go and re-pull it and feed some more BBs into it as you go. So you can put one magazine in and not have to worry about throwing another mag in for a while. It just all depends on what you do and how you want to do it. So I have 3 of those, 4 total, 3 into ready. I only have 1 mag for this. I will probably get 2 more, but I really don't use the pistol that much, only if I'm doing some type of tactical drill for video. So we won't be, I won't be really jumping on the bandwagon with getting any more magazines right away. I might get 1 more extra and then 2 extra magazines. So I'll have 2 of these Glocks. or maybe a SIG P320 type airsoft. But these run about 300 feet per second. This is supposed to be right around 380, maybe 400. They're not at lethal speeds or feet per second. Anything over 500 feet per second could be, depending upon what type of projectile. Not the plastic ones, because they're more like golf balls. So if you throw a golf ball at somebody or hit a golf ball at somebody, they're going to most likely survive that. 90%, maybe 95% chance of surviving a hit with a golf ball at a high velocity. Same thing with airsoft. I'm going to give it a 99.9% chance. On the offset, that you should shoot it at 550 feet per second or greater and hit somebody in the eye and it tunnel back into their brain, causing a short circuit of some kind in the nerve system. It could be considered not fatal, but a severe injury. You never know. But there is an 8mm airsoft, and they do have very lethal looking rounds. We'll be getting that to $1,600 Chi-Tech. We will be snatching that up here very soon, and we will be taking that out to a real rifle range and shooting that out, way out to distance, to see what kind of accuracy we can get any pings on targets. So, that being said, these are less than 50 yards for sure. I wouldn't engage anything over 30, really, unless, that was my only option, and then I'm pretty much just arcing it. So, the camouflage is multicam. I have a couple of patches on there. I have a IR American flag going this way, and a O positive, no known drug allergy, which is factual, in case there's a real world injury on me. I have a US EC Tarkov patch and another IR proper direction flag, American flag on this arm. Scorpion tag right here. I'll probably move that. I got another one in the back. I also have a tourniquet and first aid kit, field surgery on this. Go ahead and take that off, pop this off, and show you my backside. Scorpion here as well. I also have a real world kit with one chem light. I'm gonna get some more chem lights on here. And then here's my UV5R. Turn on, turn off. And that's in there nice and snug. I got everything ran through. Shoulder straps. This is a clip-on for the weapon. I think I got that on eBay like years ago. I've had this for a while. I just really don't. I never really thought to do an airsoft channel until I started doing the airsoft stuff and then throwing it on my archery channel, which is also going really well. This is Ranger beads, if you will. Pace counter. So I know how to use them. We were trained to use these by Vietnam veterans when I joined the Army in the late 80s. I'm a Cold War veteran. I was on the border between East and West Germany for a while, attached to the 11th ACR. And then went from there to mothballing our tanks and then going to a different unit to go to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Operation Provide Comfort, Southern Watch. So I have those 3 campaigns. And then, of course, I went from there to G3 Operations, 8th Infantry Division, 1st Armored Division. After that, I went to TRADOC, 1st Armored Training Brigade at Fort Knox. And then from there, I left the Army, active duty, was on inactive for a while, but I went back to Germany to live there. Very nice country. Now, no. The Germans that I have are friends that I still have, are almost begging to, have me sponsor them to bring them over here, and I just won't do that. There's just way too much heat in that right now, and there's way too many of them not wanting to be there, which I don't blame them for that. But anyway, back to the gear, and never mind the politics for a second. But anyway, you're looking at This is Compta 2. I'll put the link in the description below, but I'll send this to my Amazon page store, and you guys can go check out the gear I have here. The whip antenna, the camo, the trigger right here, the push to talk. All of it was bought on Amazon. But some of this I bought off of eBay as well. I do believe I got this off of eBay. I have to double check that. But I've had them for years, so I don't know if they're still on my to buy list as far as this thing here. I wanted a tan one, but they didn't have any in stock at the time, and I need to go back and double check. And which I can do that, but it's no big deal. And then go from there. But the airsoft gear as a whole, if you put it all together over the years, you do. I literally did like one piece at a time until I got. I mean, this is like a $40 chest rig and pants and the Rothko shirt. I'm getting a little fat for this. My winter weight's not burnt off yet, and I have a belt here. But all these shirts right here is pants. They was all together as G3 or no IDEO gear. Both of these are, and I need to add a few more things to it. I have the operator's cap. I have a few patches on there. I also have the boonie. 2 pairs of gloves, which work great for me doing the airsoft stuff. I mean, I don't need stuff with knuckles and all bulky and everything. These are really close to your skin, and it feels like you really don't have anything between you and your weapon or whatever you're handling. Balaclava, of course, also a must-have, especially when you're doing some of the tactical work. Somebody throws a flash bang at you, whatever hits you doesn't scar you or in your direction, and you just happen to be in the wrong place, or they didn't throw it right, whichever the case may be. I've got gas mask, I've got other gear, I've got woodland camo, I have my 80s LBE. Also, I've done a video on that. You'll see that, and I have a large rucksack. I probably will do a satire video out in the woods, so that way you can see some of the movement to contact type stuff there. So we want to get enough financiers to work on getting a real simulated city not too far from here, out in the woods around the country. Get some land to put a simulated city, some shipping containers, and make them into houses or stuff like that, because I've done mount sites before, urban assault training, urban warfare training back in the 80s in Hohenfels, Germany. That was a lot of fun. We did that twice, and we had a blast each time. And we went in and did some serious damage to some of the infantry. So they were unable to take our house where I was. Some of the rooms got took, and some of my guys got captured, if you will, or killed. But for the most part, when you go through that type of training and you see how fun it is, how fun it can be, and then they came in with paintball, and that was very, very. People were cheating on that and using very, very different paintballs as far as the thickness of the plastic, and they were freezing them in certain places, and that was really becoming a problem. The airsoft is a much better option, so you don't have those dickheads that come into the game and try to ruin it for everybody. You have an even playing field if you only allow them to use 20 grams or less weight BBs, which is fine. You can use the 12. 12 actually moves kind of faster and does sting a little bit harder when you hit somebody in bare skin, as opposed to the 20, which doesn't really move as fast but still hits pretty heavy. You got hit. And a lot of the snipers, and you'll see some of the airsoft guys, they'll be using primarily headshots, because if you hit somebody in a plate or on their gear and they don't detect it, then they get mad and they shoot them in the face, which is, I don't know if you can justify that or not based upon the information I just gave you. You get hit, especially in the back, and you feel something, you turn around, and all of a sudden you get another one right upside the cheek. if you're not wearing your safety gear or your balaclava, that's going to leave a mark. And I've seen that happen before. They will, I mean, some of those 20s will dig into your skin and it'll be like stuck right there. So it just all depends upon how you get hit, where you get hit. That's why you always wear safety gear. I don't have my safety glasses with me. They're in the other room. They're actually rated for that type of activity. So, and they're camouflage, but and they're clear. So, pretty much all. That's pretty much all I got really for this exercise. I'll be snatching up an SVD, a crank, and of course the shy tack in 8mm, and we'll have some fun with that and show you how that can go out to distance. And also the SVD will also be a distance. Now we'll be getting some of the ones that are shooting about 400 to 500 feet per second, but that's only because we were going to use distance on those. We're not using those up close. Anything which you probably don't realize is airsoft can go out to 100 to 200 yards, depending upon the weather conditions. If it's a calm, clear day, the temperature is correct as far as it's not too hot, not too cold. Especially if it's kind of hot, the airsoft BB will go quite a distance, depending upon the weapon you're using, or the weight of the BB is going to. So if you get a 40, which I do have 40s, and I have 40s in the pistol, it will go further and probably be more accurate than a 20 or 28 or whatever, because I have 28s in the AK. So it's just something that they come in a big bottle, and I should have that somewhere around here, and I do not see it. All right, so but anyway, I'll find that and I'll put it on another video and I'll show you that. Those are also very, very good. They're right there. So give me a second. But we'll be using different in the sniper rifles. We'll be using different weight of BBs. These are 28 grams, 5,000. These come in these bottles right here. I have a hole in this where I shot an arrow through it just so you can see the BBs pop up like popcorn, basically. But these are Umarex air guns, Elite Force, I want to say, BBs, premium 6mm, 28 grams. So Umarex is a really, or a Vic, is really the really best options as far, and Lancer Tactical. I can't say enough about them. They're really good. So we'll have some more airsoft weapons to display or show you the effectiveness of. We will be going out with the two I have here very soon and getting you guys an idea of accuracy at 15 yards, 20 yards, as far as being able to hit a human-sized target, 18 by 28 or 36 or whatever. We'll just put the paper up there and let it speak for itself. It won't be a super huge impact, but you will see how accurate these can be on a target of proportional size and go from there. So anyway, I think I babbled enough. You guys have any questions, please go ahead and put them down in the description below, and let me know what you want me to shoot, or what you want to see me shoot, as far as fruits, cans, whatever. Just so long as it's not a living thing. I don't shoot living things with this stuff because it won't do anything but piss them off. I'm sure it might knock down a bird, take out a bird, maybe a squirrel, maybe. It just all depends, but you know, I'm not going to do that. Just simpleton stuff that I have laying around the house, or fruits or vegetables or whatever, or glass or whatever. I have wine glasses. I might take one or two out and pop those and see how effective they are, especially at longer ranges, with a containment area so that the glass falls into the containment area so we can just pick it up and take it and throw it away. So you guys have to be safe. Make sure you stock up. Check my other channel out. I'll put a link in the description below. It's all kinds of fun. Get all kinds of views on that one. I am monetized on that channel. Not monetized on this one yet, but with time we'll work on that and see how well that works out. So we'll see you again.